Are we feeling excited about the world? Yeah. Look, obviously you guys know what is about to happen. There are about to be some guys and they come on stage and they're awesome and you love them, yeah? But what I want to do is that this is all about red and blue, right? Now I want to divide half of you into the red and half of you into the blue. So right through the middle, you're kind of divided in half. You are all red, you are all blue. And I want you to cheer when I say red and blue. So, red! Blue! I think we can do better. Red! Blue! Yeah, no, you guys are, I'm sorry, but the blues have got it. Red, you suck! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to bring out on the stage two men who've been responsible for some incredible entertainment, but I actually have a bone to pick with one of them. I'm from Tasmania. Shut up! Stop laughing! That's not a joke. I grew up less than 10 minutes away from a town called Burnie. There is a mother-loving person out there who stole our website. I want you to all please put your hands together and welcome to the stage the thief of the Burnie.com website and Mr. Gavin Free. Bernie Burns and Gavin Free!
For the price of one statue, that domain name can be yours. All yours. Somebody actually, when we were in Sydney, which I know is not as good as Perth, but we spent a horrible 2 days in Sydney. Feel sorry for us. And somebody brought me actually that statue. They made the statue of me to present to the Burnie City Council.
You want me to take it back with me?
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great. How's everybody doing today? Good crowd for a Sunday. It's good. She left. How am I? My voice is a little shot. Ever since I started playing in church in Red vs. Blue, I have very low stamina in my voice. Just in my voice, though.
Do your yelling.
What?
Do your church yelling.
Oh, I could. I don't think I could do it right now.
Do it! Goddamn rookie, get back in the base!
About the panel times. You guys remember Armageddon last year, the Sunday morning?
Oh, yeah.
I think I made a promise to a very drunk Joel that you guys would never have a 9 AM Sunday panel.
Right. You can just say Joel in the future, by the way. The drunk is implied.
But I hope you actually enjoyed not having to wake up at God knows what hour after a heavy night of drinking.
Yeah, that was the problem last year was that there was a screw up we had one panel, there was a screw up, and so we scheduled our own panel at 9 AM on a Sunday. We're really dumb like that sometimes. I also, Gavin has said he's never going to allow me to book our travel ever again because
He keeps booking flights where I have to be up at 5 in the morning. I'm sick of being drunk on planes from the night before.
But Perth is literally the furthest that I could be from home. It is the farthest point on the globe from Austin, Texas that isn't in the Indian Ocean. So this is the farthest possible place that I could be. So
How does it feel?
time means nothing at this point. I have no idea what day it is, what time it is, so I can book stuff at 4 in the morning and all I know is it makes you unhappy. And that makes me happy.
We also have been given something by Boba Fett over there.
All I need, this is coffee on my leg, by the way. This is not, it's just for my elbow. All I need is a can of Foster's, and I can model for this.
If you've got cameras or anything like that, now you can get as many shots as you possibly can of the statue.
Alright, so go ahead, I will answer. So, okay, here's the rules of this. I don't know how many questions you have. I'm sure we can keep it rapid fire. The rule of this thing is, it's our show, What Do You Know? Where we sit down with someone and we ask them about something that they clearly know nothing about. My favorite was when we asked Kara about guy movies. And she said that in Back to the Future, they drive a black Camaro to travel through time. And I said, how fast can you go? And she said, 500 miles an hour. And I said, okay, when they hit 500 miles an hour, they go through time. And she said, yes. And I said, which direction? And she said, north. So the only rule is, yes, questions, and we're not allowed to say, I don't know. We have to come up with an answer.
Okay, so just yes, no questions?
Yes.
Okay. Ned Kelly was a hero, yes or no?
I didn't understand the question.
Ned Kelly was a hero, yes or no?
Ned Kelly was a hero. Yeah, didn't he shoot a bunch of government people? So, absolutely, yeah. It depends on your political leanings like that.
Alright, second question. Everyone loves Julia Gillard.
Everybody loves who?
Julia Gillard.
Yeah, she's a very popular television actress. She was on like 4 episodes of Seinfeld. Is that right? You got time for one more of these?
Are you going to leave Australia alive?
Yes, we want to leave Australia alive. We're going to Japan right after this, though, so wish us luck.
I'm kind of scared about Japan, to be honest. Because usually when you go to a country, you kind of know at least one word. I don't even know how to say yes. Thanks.
You know, it's kind of scary to see Gavin in a foreign country where all he knows how to say is yes. That could make for an interesting adventure. I'll show back at the office and they'll say, where's Gavin? I'll say, it's a long story, but he lives there now. With a nice middle-aged gentleman.
In the latest podcast, the guys were talking about setting up a DayZ Let's Play. Would that be with the community, or would that just be the group of guys in the office?
Well, we have like, how many servers do we have in DayZ?
We have 4 servers set up for DayZ.
So I guess we'll be playing when we get a decent PC setup.
And if you don't listen to the podcast, this is like our dream game, which is, it's a zombie apocalypse simulator, where you just start on the beach and you have a can of beans and a bunch of zombies in the world, and you have to find a way to survive. That's pretty much the only setup for the game. But yeah, it's impossible to do a Let's Play in DayZ without the community being involved, because they will be the people shooting us from the hills, you know. So, I'd like to say no, but we're not going to be able to do anything to stop that.
I have plans to, because I guess you guys will be taking it seriously, hiding from zombies. My plan is to find the loudest gun and run through the city, shooting into the air, hopefully leading 20 zombies into their little hideout.
Like the world's worst parade.
Yeah.
How much alcohol would you say that the entire Rooster Teeth crew consumes average a week?
I would say all of it. The entire quantity of alcohol.
Jeff is definitely at least 80% of consumption.
It's frightening. It's frightening. You want to send a get well card to his liver. While he shows up.
And I wonder if you get that reaction in a lot of places, because if we ever met someone like Caboose, which, you know, anyone who's worked in an office has met someone like Caboose, you want to kill him.
Yeah.
So why do people like Caboose?
And the dumber he gets, they like him more. You want to hear something scary? First of all, thank you for the compliment. I have to say that, you know, one of the best things about producing for the internet is that we have a direct connection, I feel like, with all the people who watch this show. There's very little between the people who make the content and the people who watch it, which is great. And the best part about it is that we find that we like the stuff that we make. We don't just, it's not like we say, oh, we have to do this. You know, we have a corporate initiative to make this kind of show. It's like, we just make what we want to make, like Gavin's Let's Plays. He wants to make those. So the people who watch it end up being a lot like the people who make it. So every time we get to go out and meet people, it's a happy coincidence. It's like we just show up and these are the kind of people we would hang out with back home, and they just have to be halfway across the world. So yeah, but the scary thing about Caboose is we have a lot of fans that are in the military of Irreversibly, just because they love the bureaucracy and, like, you know, humor of RVB. And it's always frightening. They will compare themselves to the character, and the guy in their platoon or troop who they compare to Caboose always is the guy who runs the largest piece of equipment. Yeah, the guy who runs the long-range artillery. He's just like Caboose. Well, what does he do? And they say, I can't tell you. So, he's probably bombing the wrong target or something like that. Who knows? Bombing them. Like, I can fire this thing straight up in the air.
Hi guys, Gavin, you worked on the latest Sherlock Holmes movie. What was the process setting up the slow-mo and your interaction with, like, Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, were you telling them what was going to happen, or was that?
No, well, I didn't direct the movie. I was just
yeah, but you were doing the
we did
slow-mo work, so how did you relate with Guy Ritchie and just the process of your work compared to Guy's?
There was this scene in Sherlock Holmes 2 that I worked on where they're running through the woods and the camera's kind of moving alongside them and everything's exploding. And we had 2 slow-mo cameras on a track that was going at like 10 meters a second or something. And it was really cool because all the explosions were really actually happening at the time. People were triggering them at the right moments. But the actors were really cool. Like at one point Jude Law was like, I want to jump over something here. Someone get me a bush. And someone just like got a piece of bush that Jude Law could like leap over. And it was after I've annoyed them enough in the Let's Play, sometimes I just leave the room right afterwards. I just, we stop recording and I just take a walk, let them all cool down, and then come back in like, hey, how's it going?
It's our goal to slowly turn Gavin into Carl Pilkington. But yeah, it's just like when you have a group of people that know each other really well, there's constant abuse that flies, and then when somebody that can take it new shows up, then they just become a target for everybody else for our finely honed shit-talking skills, essentially. But there was a time when Jeff went out of town, and we spent the entire time he was gone with a golf club beating holes in his desk. We did it for that? I don't know if he got us around. Yeah. God, looked like the surface of the moon by the time we were done. And then Michael, when he gets a desk, he's really happy about having a brand new desk, and he started with like a kind of like a one that already existed, and then he got his own desk, and he was so happy, he spent all day setting it up. And then the moment he left the office, I took a Sharpie and wrote, "To my biggest fan," and I autographed that Burnie Burns across the entire thing. And he came in and looked at it, he goes, You hear that growl from Michael, you should probably clear the room pretty quickly.
I don't really want to ask you questions, but I'm going to stick with one. Do you ever track your names on like Twitter or Tumblr? Especially you have fangirls.
Do I ever track my name? I don't really do that, do you?
On Tumblr?
No. Why? What's on there?
Mainly innocent things.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Let's just say, to explain it to you, we'd have to teach you some new Japanese words.
Hey Gavin, how many houses have you burned down so far in Minecraft?
Pretty much every one I find.
What could possibly escape? Like, what can someone do to build a house that's Gavin-proof?
I guess they could make it out of obsidian, and I probably just wouldn't spend the time trying to break that, because it just takes so long. So yeah, build your houses out of obsidian, folks.
You basically have to build a house that's stronger than his attention span.
Hey guys, you said everyone at Rooster Teeth likes what they do. Does Michael like doing rage quit?
Yeah, I really don't know. You know, I think he likes being mad. It seems to be his natural state. You know, I mean, you sit right next to him. Are you?
I leave the room. I make sure I'm gone by the time he's doing rage quit. You can't get anything done in that room. It's just loud.
The conference room is right next to their office, and I can always tell when rage quit is being made because the pictures on the walls start to shake. And that's not an exaggeration. They like really start to shake, and I know rage quit's about to come out.
When you first started the project, did you relate any of the characters to actual people? Like personality and behavior-wise?
Yeah, so in the early days, you know, none of the guys had any experience as actors when we started this thing, but now they all have 10 years of experience being actors, voice actors. So in the early days, I knew my friends, and I wrote characters that they could play. I mean, Jeff's not a lazy guy by any stretch of the imagination, but just that kind of like, you know, doesn't give a crap kind of attitude is great, perfect for Jeff, and I knew he could nail those lines. And then Gus is pretty nerdy, but Gus is also an angry guy too, so I actually based Church a little bit on Gus in the early days. He was always yelling and screaming about something that nobody else cared about. And then we got lucky with Matt. Just turns out Matt's a great voice actor and can play Sarge, although Sarge has evolved over the years. And then Joel doesn't even know he's playing a character. He thinks he's just reading lines to play Joel Hayden in the movie. Joel actually has a great interpretation of Caboose that I love. And that is, his interpretation of Caboose is that Caboose is the only character in the show that knows they're all in a video game. And I don't know, something like that is just genius to me, that like, Caboose is smarter than everybody else, but he's just dumber because he just doesn't care. where we want to end up. So we have those two major milestones, and then we bookend little milestones along the way, and every week we just kind of write to get a little bit closer to those milestones. Not to spoil for anybody who hasn't kept up with the series, but like in season 6, Reconstruction, that was a big part of that. Like we knew by episode 2, we wanted to be talking about the meta, we wanted to show the episode meta by episode 6, and we wanted to get to the reveal of Church as an AI by episode 16.
I've got some immersion tests for you guys to try out.
Hit me.
Just quick. The first one, Mario Kart. Like when you get collectibles on the track, is it safe to pick them up and can you use them effectively? And the second one is in LA Noire, where he's actually interrogating suspects. Can you interrogate a person like that and get information off of them?
We're always looking for ideas for immersion, because we always want to do new ones too. One of the ones we had for Mario Kart was, you hit a banana peel in your car, it's not going to spit out. But we want to see what happens if you try to drive a car through like an entire road of banana peels. But we don't know where to get our hands on 14 tons of bananas. So, well, we will figure it out at some point.
Hey guys, are there any storylines from Red vs. Blue that got cut that you really wanted to explore, or couldn't due to technical difficulties or whatever?
We cut everything where Gavin was a character, essentially. We usually cut it by just shooting the character and having him die. If we ever do, we just kind of keep that in the catalog for something we're going to get to eventually. I mean, there's always holes, right, for lots of characters, especially Donut. There's thank you. But, I'd say the biggest one, like there's gaps in time. Tucker's a big one. Tucker disappeared in season 5, and he reappeared at the end of season 7. But he had this whole adventure that he went off with Junior, and did this whole thing with Junior as the, child of prophecy and what happened there. So we eventually have to get around to telling that one. So that's one that we kind of already have everything written out for. And there's a lot of fun stuff with Tucker as a hero, because he came back and he's kind of a badass now. He's actually a good soldier. How did that happen?
Hi, a question for Gavin. With the slow-mo guys, is there a project or something you want to film that you have ambitions for, or maybe don't have the current technology for, or something you want to do in the future?
I mean, I've got like a list of stuff, a massive list of stuff to film. What would you want to see me do, do you think? You always want to see a girl in a bikini running in slow motion.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have not requested that at all.
Maybe not a big explosion. But,
Gavin was talking about some table thing that was, I don't know how you want to build that thing, but some enormous contraption.
You mean the spinning thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to find a way to get a slow motion camera and have it spin like really fast, kind of like bullet time, except without 100 cameras. And I think that'd be really cool to, have the camera moving faster than the action in slow mo.
How do you think you'd achieve that?
Tell someone about it and let them do it.
Yeah. Well, I'll look forward to that very soon.
Up to any mischief on this trip? Gavin giving Burnie any interesting dares or?
He won't do them. Last night we walked past this fountain and I offered him like $500 to sit in the fountain and cry for a minute. He wouldn't do it, I don't know why.
Because it really involves me getting wet when it's 10 degrees outside. But we did have we did record a great foot race where Gavin and I were gonna race about a full city block to a tree, and he took like 10 minutes to set up all the rules, and Eric was there and he was the officiator and was like, count it down, 3, 2, 1, start. Gavin started off running. I stood still and I kicked the shoe right in the back of his head. So it was probably the best shot I've made so far. I'm really proud of it.
We got it on video, thankfully.
So it wasn't a total loss.
Well, as this gentleman over here was kind enough to point out, we'd like to all thank you for 10 years of fantastic entertainment. And hope